Hello there, everybody. This is Mel Allen. Hear ye, hear ye. Baseball's court is now in session. Kangaroo Court, a presiding judge in Boston, lays down the law and delivers the verdict, becoming a chief witness for the prosecution. Superior Court, there's a long trial ahead, and the jury is still out, but the Giants testify to the merits of playing with conviction. Circuit Court, bizarre motions made it mighty tough for one defendant to acquit himself, and there was simply no defense for this crime. Small Claims Court, a historic case was won on appeal when the objection was overruled. So prepare to deliberate, because we've got justice for all on This Week in Baseball. Celebrating our 10th anniversary.
Happy 10th anniversary This Week in Baseball.
Oh, baby.
Yes.
National League report. In San Francisco, the Astros get shot down. The Giants were planning a rise to the top while Houston was battling to hold on to first place in the West in a 4-game series. Vida Blue started the opener and put San Francisco in the pink, tossing 7 innings of 2-hit ball and collecting win number 5. Hitting all the right notes in relief was Juan Berenguer, who capped off a string of 32 strikeouts in 25 innings by notching 1 save in this game and another the next day, as the Giants drew to within a half game of the Astros. Giant fans were all smiles in the series-ending doubleheader. Chris Brown went 4 for 6 in the twin bill and stayed hot to take over the league lead in hitting at near 350. Brown's play this year is putting to rest the notion that he's occasionally short on hustle.
Chris has played extremely well. You know, Chris has been given the reputation that he doesn't want to play, that he's always hurt, he has a low tolerance for pain. I haven't seen this yet, but Chris has been a great defensive plus for us at third base. He's one of the quickest big men I've ever seen at third base. He reminds me of a Kenny Boyer. He has a chance to be an all-star ball player.
Mike Krukow looked like an all-star, getting win number 9.
Popped up, Chris Brown telling Uribe he's got it. And the Giants are in first place as Krukow goes 9. Let's listen to this.
The view from the top was mighty fine, and rookie Mike Aldrete was a sweet sight in the finale, ripping a 2-run double that stood up as the game winner. Aldrete is filling in real well for injured rookie Will Clark. In fact, his defense helped reap a sweep of Hal Lanier's Astros.
Hensley to the plate, and Craig swings, lines it to first, caught by Aldrete. The ball game is over. Holy cow!
Next stop, Los Angeles, where the Dodgers could not avoid Padre bullets. Talk about painful. The up-and-down Dodgers were decidedly down after San Diego mounted late-inning rallies to win all 3 games.
Line drive, base hit on a curveball into left field. Here's Gwynn with a tying run. The ball gets by Landreau in center. Here's McGrillo's around. The Padres take a 4-3 lead. Oh, man, what a turn of events that was. Hard shot, left field. Coming on fast is the left fielder racing for the plate. Is Flannery. The throw is not in time. The Padres go ahead, 8-7. Flannery hits one to right field. Going back. That ball is out of here. The Padres take a 5-4 lead. Oh, Tim Flannery puts the Pods on top.
Tony Gwynn was second in the league in hitting at better than .340 after going 9 for 15 in the series. He also scored 6 runs as the Padres climbed above 500 to get back within reach of first place.
Up the middle, Leppert. And the ball game is over, and the Padres sweep the Dodgers, and a dramatic series coming from behind in every game.
We kept battling. We didn't get down on the bench when they took the lead. We came in, we said, hey, let's try to get something started and get some runs on the board. And that's what we did. And, this is an important road trip for us. We got to come out and hopefully take 2 out of 3 out of all these series to, pick up some ground and get back in this thing.
Now, let's open the notebook for This Week in Baseball's Twib Notes from around the National League. Giant pitcher Mike Lacoste was hitting, Padre outfielder Dane Orge was pitching, and the result, a home run. The score, 18-1, giving Lacoste a .323 average with 7 RBIs. Oh, in passing, he also tossed a 3-hitter. Philadelphia's Juan Samuel spearheaded a 19-1 demolition of Chicago, going 3 for 5 with 2 homers and 6 RBIs. In all, the Phillies set a new league record by wrapping out 15 extra base hits, and that included 11 doubles, most in team history for one game. 2 days later, the end of an era. The Phillies released Steve Carlton, whose 318 career victories ranks 10th all time. But 41-year-old Carlton was struggling this season at 4-8 and an ERA above 6. Good luck, Lefty. Now, this week's quiz brought to you by Nissan, who invites you to test drive the totally new 1987 Nissan Stanza at your Nissan dealer now. New York's Howard Johnson came back from a 3-week injury with a bang-bang, blasting a pair of homers against Montreal, the first multiple home run game of his career. Now, for this week's quiz, name the man who holds the mark for most multiple home run games in one season. Stay tuned. American League action. In Texas, the Rangers get all A's. Bobby Valentine's upstart Rangers kept on rocking the West. They swept Oakland, giving them a team record of 11 straight at home. Meanwhile, the sinking A's lost a club record 15 consecutive games on the road. 24-year-old Steve Buechele went 4 for 11 in the series, including one of his 11 home runs. Taking over at third base after Buddy Bell was traded to Cincinnati last season, Buechele has quietly developed into one of the Ranger mainstays.
On this club, I'm an unknown commodity. I don't think that many people really know who I am right now, and that's fine with me. The club's doing well, and we've got some players who are doing extremely well. And I'm just one of 9 going out there each and every day trying to do my best.
Ed Correa has been trying and succeeding. Youngest player in the majors at 20, Correa pitched a complete game against the A's for win number 5. Other stats, among the league leaders in strikeouts and ERA.
The book on Eddie is that he's a 20-year-old that pitches like a 35-year-old. Great natural talent, but also, you know, his composure on the mound is phenomenal for a 19, 20-year-old. And I would look to see a very solid year out of Eddie and a great career.
A solid year is exactly what Charlie Huff is having. He tossed a 3-hitter against Oakland to go 6-3 and keep his ERA below 2.9. Huff was tough, but things got rough for the Rangers in the next series when California came to town and swept all 3 games, charging past Texas right into first place. Time now for a feature on the chief judge of the Red Sox Supreme Court. Don Baylor presides over first place Boston. He's been given much of the credit for transforming the Sox from a collection of individuals into a cohesive team. Baylor is the everyday designated hitter, which he would not have been had he stayed with the Yankees.
I think in New York, if I was still there, it was expressed to me that I was going to play 27% of the time, which that's an percentage of left-handers in the American League, so that was not sufficient for me.
I've always wanted a personality like Don Baylor on the ball club because he can do so much. Leadership ability and quality, people follow him. He's a leader.
11 of his 15 homers have tied a game or put Boston ahead. Of his 50 RBIs, 9 have been game winners.
He's a clutch hitter. He's Groove. That's his nickname is Groove. And every home run that he hits, it's right when we need it. Whether it's a 1-to-1 ball game, he'll make it 3-to-1 real quick.
I think I can now drive in that tough run that I have to drive in that tough run from second base with 2 outs. Before 78 or so, I really didn't know a lot about hitting, just go up there and swing. And now you're working with a guy like Walter Reniak has taught me so much in the last 8 or 9 weeks over here what hitting's all about. And I've never been around a dedicated coach like like that before, and he makes you work, and it's a lot of fun.
Don Baylor, who has a reputation of being able to carry a ball club and really enjoys hitting in tough situations. It's a tremendous relief for the rest of the players. I guess it would be somewhat like Larry Bird willing to take the last shot of the game if the score was tied. They look forward to that opportunity, and they want that opportunity, and that takes a lot of heat off of the rest of the people in the line.
But he keeps the heat on by running a good-natured kangaroo court that penalizes his teammates for improper play.
Don Baylor is the judge, I'm the bailiff, and really the solicitor, I guess. And I call it, I say, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. This kangaroo court's now in session. Nobody in the halls, everybody here with their back to the walls. Nobody talks but the judge and the bailiff.
I know Steve Lyons was fined a couple of times, tagging up with Wade Boggs coming to the plate and getting thrown out.
Don Baylor has a little book that he writes everything down. If you give up an 0-2 hit like Old Can Boyd did last night, it costs you $10. If you're late on the field, it costs you another 10. If you're late for a game, it costs you 50.
Well, it's a role that I have to been able to accept. I think you have to earn that no matter what team you're on. I think the way you play the game, you earn respect from your players and your peers.
Right now, I believe we have enough money to have a party in the middle of the season also, so we can split it up. We have so much money. But everybody's been doing their job, and everybody's been keeping together on this, and Kangaroo Court just makes it more interesting. And believe me, if anybody can get the money out of you, it's Don Baylor.
And at age 36, Don Baylor reigns supreme in Boston. But in a 3-game series at Fenway, the Yankees ruled. The Red Sox were tumbled in the opener with Mike Easler providing starch, going 3 for 5 to raise his average above 330. Easler was the player Boston traded for Baylor, a deal that pleased both men.
Donnie expressed interest to leave because he wasn't going to play every day. I expressed interest to leave Boston because I wasn't going to play every day. Ultimately, Donnie started every game at the beginning of the season. I finally won a job over here, so I'm happy, and I can help the Yankees win. He can help Boston win, and that's what it's all about.
New York pounded out a season-high 19 hits and won the game 11-3. Good times kept rolling for the Yankees in Game 2 as catcher Ron Hassey went 4 for 4 with 3 RBIs and an 8-1 victory. But the Red Sox came back to win the finale 5-4 to maintain a solid lead in the East. 23-year-old sensation Roger Clemens collected yet another victory in Boston's previous series, beating Baltimore to go 13-0. Best Major League record to start a season since Ron Guidry posted the same mark for the Yankees in 1978.
Roger Clemens is probably the talk of all of baseball. And those guys are nice to see, like Bob Feller was in his day. Bob Lemon and Early Wynn and those kind of people. I think Clemens could probably be as good a pitcher that's ever played the game.
Best start, Rube Marquardt, 19-0 for John McGraw's Giants in 1912. Now, let's review This Week in Baseball's Twib notes from around the American League. Bo Jackson chose baseball, signing with Kansas City, hoping to compete in the majors before long, perhaps against another Jackson. Last year, he won the Heisman Trophy as a running back at Auburn, but his heart is with baseball.
It's the first sport that I ever played, so it's really like coming back home. If you can't follow your heart and do what your heart says, you won't make it in this world.
He'll start in Double-A ball with Memphis. Cleveland rookie Andy Allenson achieved a personal first in a win over Seattle.
And the 1-1 pitch on the way to Allenson. Swung on that, belted deep to left center field. Back goes Bradley, and Andy Allenson has hit his first professional home run off Jim Beattie
after 1,025 minor and major league at-bats. Now, let's find out the answer to this week's Nissan quiz. Detroit Hall of Famer Hank Greenberg set the mark for most multiple home run games in a season with 11 in 1938 when he hit 58 homers.
Well, hitting home runs is a good deal a matter of luck and good breaks. If you happen to be looking for a pitch, and fortunately the pitcher will throw that particular ball in a certain spot, and you swing at that spot, you might have a home run.
Babe Ruth set the career record for multiple home run games with 71. Hey fans, Game Show Mania came to Minnesota recently with Roy Smalley, Frank Viola, and Kent Herbeck at the wheel.
Please join us in welcoming the Wheel of Fortunes at St. Jack.
Thank you. Thank you. As I always do on our show, I have our hostess to introduce. Unfortunately, Vanna could not make the trip tonight, so please welcome our hostess, the lovely Mike Vanna Smithson. Here she is, ladies and gentlemen.
Man alive, you gotta be kidding, Mike. And then again, you do look simply divine.
Oh!
Control yourself, Mike. It's game time.
We have a phrase up there on the scoreboard with the blank letters. Kent, pick a letter.
I would like to have an N, please.
Do we have an N in our letter? We do. Pick another one.
Okay, how about a T?
A T. Yes, there's a T. Another letter.
How about an L?
Yes, there's an L. The man is on a roll. We'll put that up there. There.
How about an E? Can I buy an E, please?
The contestants battled on as tension mounted. Hey, you'll never live this down, Mike. Finally, the big payoff.
Oh, I'd like to guess the puzzle.
What is it?
Home field advantage.
Hey!
All right.
Well, I see a real relationship developing here.
Ah, but home field advantage failed as the Twins lost to Texas. From home field to home plate. Just sit back and catch this. A good look at some great plays at the plate. For slam bang action. Now it's This Week in Baseball's 10th anniversary flashback, brought to you by Gatorade. Let's flash back to 1983. Kansas City slugger George Brett faced New York reliever Goose Gossage in the top of the 9th inning. Yankees up by a run, 1 man on base, 2 out. Brett connected for a 2-run homer to put the Royals ahead. But hold on a minute. Yankee manager Billy Martin protested, arguing that Brett's bat was covered by too much pine tar, therefore the home run should not be allowed. The affair went down in baseball history as the pine tar incident. Measured against home plate, the length of the bat covered by pine tar was ruled illegal, nullifying the homer, ending the game, and here came George.
That's not me. You talk to any umpire in the league, I think I'm one of the easiest guys to get along with. I never argue any calls. I might voice an opinion, but I never try to show anybody up. And that was just one of those things where, you know, I thought they were wrong. And I was totally unaware of that my bat was illegal, that I had too much pine tar on it. If so, they should have told me that before I went up to bat. But did they change the rule? I know there's been on a couple of occasions when I get lucky and don't break a bat after a while. The pine tar does seem to creep up the barrel, and the umpire will just tell me, hey, bring your pine tar down a little bit, clean up your bat, and I always do. But it was just one of those things where in the heat of battle, you just get a little excited, and I think that day I just got a little too excited. But remember Gossage was pitching. It was in New York.
threw me a fastball up and in, and I don't even know I swung at it. And I don't know how I hit it, but I did hit it, and hit it in the seats. And I was running around the bases like everybody does when they hit a home run, digging themselves and saying, yeah, I just went deep off the goose. And, you know, it was really I think it was a home run that gave us a 5-4 lead, too. And I come back and touch home plate, and I've seen pictures of it afterwards where they're already looking at the bat as I'm touching home plate. I didn't even see that. I get back to the dugout, and everybody's shaking my hand, and I'm sitting in the dugout, and someone says, they're checking your bat. And I go, what are they checking it for? I don't have to cork my bat. Back then, I didn't have to. I might start now. I'm hitting 280. But I said, if they call me out, I'm going to kill somebody. And about 2 minutes later, I had to eat those words. I charged out of that dugout, and Billy was protesting that I had used an illegal bet, too much pine tar on it. And I think everybody knows what happened after that. The Royals protested. We ended up having to finish in the game. I was kicked out of the game for my behavior, and we ended up winning.
The game was resumed almost a month later in mid-August, and the Yankees went down 1-2-3 on 10 pitches in the last of the ninth. And with that, the pine tar incident was over. And so are we, because that's all for now, folks. But we'll see you next week on This Week in Baseball.
Joe Tate and Jack Corrigan will bring you all the action when the Indians continue their series against the California Angels tonight at 10 on WUAB. The Herb Score Sports Show is next on Channel 43.